How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Yeah, little local boys making good pale aleness on today's Massive Beer Review in the form of Breaker Brewing Company's Lunch Pale Ale. I've had this beer quite a bit. Brewery is not too far away from me. About 15 minutes. Essentially the kind of closest kind of crap brewery to me. And I dig their stuff. They kind of run the gamut of styles, do a little kind of kettle soury stuff, big stouty stuff, some barrel aged stuff, and a lot of hop forward stuff as of late. But this has been a staple that they've brewed for a long, long time. This is stuff that they've pretty much put out in the distribution to most, mostly sixtels. But they just started canning stuff. And, yeah, I figured, hey, they put Lunch Pale in the can. Got to review it. Here we go. As far as what it says on this can, it says Lunch Pale Ale. It's 5.5% alcohol by volume. It was canned 5 days ago. Today's the 19th. It was canned December 14th. It says, Lunch Pale Ale is a traditional American pale ale brewed with nugget and Cascade hops, then dry hopped with additional Cascade hops. Keep this beer cold. Drink within 30 days. Yada, yada, yada. Done and done. Label-wise, it's okay. I like it. Doesn't blow me away. It's kind of old style, kind of monochromatic, kind of coal era kind of photography, artwork / stuff and things. So yeah, like I said, they just started canning not too long ago. I would say about maybe 2 months ago, give or take. I did their first can I actually did was I believe it was one of their smooshes. I reviewed it, so you could use that as a timeline. Like I said, Lunch Pale Ale has been around for a while. I don't know if I've actually reviewed this, but yeah, I've had it quite a bit. That's a creamy damn head on that motherfucker. Look at that, infinite creaminess, super infinitely tight compact bubbles in that sucker, and she's got a rich kind of copper kind of color to her, a little bit darker than a lot of the pales you see floating around out there, just off being micro fine glass kind of clear, has a ever so subtlest haze to it, but I wouldn't even be called haze by most people, and the ever so gentlest of carbonation. So does she look like a pale ale? Sure. I mean, you can get a couple different variants as far as color and clarity and stuff like that, but it's a little bit darker than most of your pales. Let's put it that way. See if we can get a nose on her. A little bit of buttery in there, and a little butterscotch going on. So you got a little bit of butter vibes going on there. So kind of diacetyl thing going on. It's there. Let's put it that way. Not super overt, but it's there. I'm getting a little bit of a kind of rich maltiness. The kind of butterscotch is leaning towards me, thinking it's kind of like more of a caramel kind of maltiness. There's a hot bitterness to it, but nothing too crazy. And that's pretty much it. Just a little bit of hot bitterness and that kind of sweet maltiness with a little bit of the kind of the buttery thing, butterscotch thing going on. So, yeah. Well, it smells a little bit. Let's just try it out. Cheers. Not too bad. Yeah, that butterscotch thing is way more prevalent in the nose than it is in the mouth. It's there, but you get this kind of crackery, biscuity malt thing that's pretty robust. It kind of hides a bit of that in there. And then you get a nice soft kind of bitterness on there. It's definitely not hop to the nth degree. It's not your new school kind of crazy dry hop, this, that, and the other thing kind of beer. But it has a nice malt base to it. And just enough hops to kind of balance that off. Like I said, there is that little bit of kind of the butterscotch thing going on. Definitely more apparent in the nose than it is in the taste. But it's there. But overall, the taste of it doesn't get too far in the way of it to make you be like, oh man, screw this beer. So yeah, not too shabby. A chugger. A bit more malty than you expect based off of the style and what it says on the label. Definitely skews sweeter and maltier than it does hoppier, but there's enough hops to kind of balance off that sweetness. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better pale ales I've had as of late? No. I do like my pale ales to be very light, very kind of chuggable. Definitely a bit removed from as robust malt-wise as this is. But not a bad beer, sans that bit of kind of diacetyl going on there. Value availability, it's $12 a 4-pack. I think this is kind of a readily available thing they have at the brewery now. And just say, if you like, what will you like this? If you like old school old school pale ales. You know, the hops are almost utilitarian here, just to balance off that sweetness. You know, in that batch, I would assume kind of I was gonna say unique batch issue of butterscotch is almost a kind of it has to be a batch specific thing, because I remember having this not only before and never really getting much of that, but also having it was their first canning run. It was undercarbonated, so I didn't like review that one, but it didn't have anything close to that kind of butterscotch thing going on, so I kind of view this as kind of a aberration with this particular batch, let's put it that way. So that aside, not too bad of a beer, but you know, it definitely skews the old school. Like I said, hops are there for utilitarian reasons, and not too bad of a chugger. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, didn't, anywhere in between, down there are words and stuff and things. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, all four of those places if you want to check this dude out somewhere else. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying it nice. Pale ale right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.